15 minutes. 7:53 now. A 10-foot dog, a beagle to be precise, will be walking across the Humber Bridge today. If you see it, you won't be surprised now we've told you. You don't want to be around when it stops for a wee at the railing, so get out of the way quickly. It's not real, obviously. It's on wheels, and it's being walked around the country to raise money for cancer research. The idea being that the giant dog will pass some famous landmarks and meet some famous people along the way. And we're very pleased to have organisers Deb and Gina Anderton in the studio this morning. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Where did this idea come from then?
Oh, it all started about a year and a half ago. There was a young chap, as we all know, by the name of Stephen Sutton, who had bowel cancer, aged 19. He was diagnosed with that actually when he was 50. He died last year, but before he died, he stood in front of thousands of people on a stage. This young man said, I want people to be inspired and to dream big and to make the change. And he's the same age as my daughter. And I imagined, God, if that was my daughter, bowel cancer at that age, I cried. And the next thing was, what can I do? What can I do to make this big change? And the first thing I thought of, I'm going to raise money for cancer research.
And so that's what you're doing. But when did that's one thing. But Gina, where did the idea of the big dog come from?
The idea of a big dog, it's Mum's best friend. Stephen Sutton, one of his bucket list wishes was to hug an animal bigger than himself, and he inspired a nation, if not the whole world. And we thought, yeah, let's do that. So we thought, let's just build a big animal that everyone can come and hug, take a selfie with. And the big dog, man's best friend, 47% of people love the dogs. So what other better animal to use?
And I know it takes some setting up, doesn't it? Because when we were trying to get you in the studio, when we spoke to you on Friday, you said somebody needs to be there setting it up.
Yes. Well, not really. There's 3 women now on tour with the Big Beagle. So, we're not that strong, but we've managed to assemble with little ease. It's not too bad. But the worst thing is getting the body into the sky, raising the body. But we'll do it. We're determined to get this everywhere and everywhere.
What sort of response have you had so far?
Absolutely unbelievable. We did a pre-test in East Park on Friday. And there was nobody around. I thought, let's just do this secretly in a park somewhere. And before you knew it, there was like hundreds of children just wrapped around the thing, taking pictures. And, I took a few pictures while I was there, and I thought, well, and everybody was just so amazed. What's this for? Where are you going? What are you doing? And I thought, blooming neck, if this is what it's like now, what's it going to be like when we go to these, the places we have been invited to?
Yeah. So you're doing the Humber Bridge. Where does it go from there? Has it got a name, by the way, the dog?
No.
Oh, it needs a name. That was called Big Dog.
Well, I thought, well, people, remember Big Dog. But, I suppose that's something we could maybe think about when we get back. Yeah. Let's pick a name.
Yeah.
It's something like Steve. I think Steve would be a good name for a giant beagle.
Steve's a giant beagle. Yeah. So where do you go after the Humber Bridge?
So we're starting off at Humber Bridge, so iconic. So we've got one big dog, and it's the biggest single spanning, longest bridge you can walk along in the world. And we'd like to thank Peter Hill, who's the Humber Bridge master, for giving Big Dog this opportunity. So once we've done that today, we are heading to Manchester United Football Club, where, Big Beagle is meeting the stars of Hollyoaks. He's going to have a picture with K9 from Doctor Who. We're going to Bream Theme Park, and then it's all about a big adventure. And so we're going to end up in London. So big city, Big Dog meets Big Ben.
Wow.
Perfect.
That's a perfect ending, isn't it? How much do you hope to raise, do you know? Or just as much as possible, presumably?
Yes, we've put a target on Just Giving page. It's justgiving.com/the Big Beagle. And we've put a target on there, £10,000. And I think it's got about 250 already for some reason.
Surprising what you started.
Yes, brilliant. And yes, so if we can, raise £10,000, I mean, I'm guessing when we get back, we'll still be running the Just Giving page. Yeah.
How does the Big Beagle cope with the rain?
Yes, we have a little coat for him. Well, it's a big coat, actually.
It's got a coat.
Yes.
Okay.
And we'll plough through the rain as much as a dog. But he's got a coat and we haven't. That's the thing. He's more spoiled than we are. Yeah. And we've chosen a charity as well, which is Cancer Research Wales, that we want to raise money for, because they do human relevant research. in and the revolutionary personalised cancer medicine. So that's who we're raising money for.
Okay, what time at the bridge do we need to be there if we want to see the Big Beagle, Steve, as he's now known, around these parts?
Where you got Steve from?
We've been talking about dogs a lot recently because Carl's just got one, so we were talking about human names being better for dogs.
Right.
Yeah. I've got Charlie the dog, not Steve though. Steve.
Chris, fine.
Mike. Anyway, what time at
Yes,
the
time. We are setting off at 10 o'clock from the Barton on the Humberside, and we'll be travelling north towards Hull on the east side, and we'll be arriving in Hull around about 11 o'clock. So if anybody would like to go down there and see a big dog walking across the Humber
Why
Bridge.
wouldn't you? And if you want to see a picture of the Big Beagle, you just need to head to Radio Humberside's Twitter page where you can see it there at Radio Humberside. Thank you all very much for coming in. I hope it's a great success.
And thank you.
Thank you.
It's 17 hours.